Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 17 of what if Naruto was trained to be a mercenary. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Turn on that bell notification stay posted when you click that red subscribe button. And if you haven't yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click it and join the Anime King family and enjoy all of the lovely what ifs coming your way. And also, I posted a new episode of What If Tsunade was Naruto's mother, and on my second channel I posted What If Naruto was the next stage of Sixth Path. So go ahead and enjoy. And yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into this. Start the intro. You can change. You satisfy the rage in me. Take away my pain. You satisfy the rage in me. So the last time we left off, Naruto and Sakura fought, as it got really intense. Not intense battle-wise, but emotions. Naruto was still holding back a lot, because he didn't really want to kill her. But a lot of emotion were stored up. As he released a lot of it, Sakura begged him to give her another chance, but he declined. As he kept on declining over and over, until it finally broke her, and the light in her eyes was gone, as she gave up. Naruto then went to Tsunade as he told her what happened, as Tsunade convinced him to give Sakura another chance. Just talk to her. He doesn't have to accept her back as a friend yet, but just talk to her. He then went to visit Sakura, and found out that she committed suicide. Yeah guys, that was the last time we left off, so yeah, let's start this new episode. 2 days later, location, room 2010, in Konoha Hospital. The only thing heard in the room was a slow heartbeat monitor, doing the usual rhythm. And there was also a steady breathing, the breathing coming from the one and only Sakura Haruno, who was now fighting for her life. 2 days ago she finally had it. Her depression reached too much and she decided to take her life. Naruto was sitting beside her bed as he wasn't wearing his mask. Ever since her incident, he felt like he couldn't put it back on as he watched the unconscious Sakura as his heart break for her. So many things had happened in a couple of days. Just 4 days he come back to Konoha to reunite with his friend, and now this happened. As Naruto hated himself as he was the person who caused her to commit suicide. It was at the fight. He now realized it. He knew exactly when she gave up. When he saw the light faded from her eyes and she walked off coldly and said goodbye. As he now realized that goodbye was a goodbye forever. As Naruto then took up a bottle of pill, the pill that she was holding, she had a lot of depression after what he did 5 years ago. So much things she had gone through. He never knew that it hurt her so bad. He thought that she only wanted him back to bring back Sasuke. But he was wrong. Tsunade was right. He was under so much depression as he looked at the bottle. Name: Haruno Sakura. Take 1 pill every 6 hours. Recommending to swallow with water or milk. Antidepressants. Naruto thought as he read the description, as tears fall out of his eyes. He couldn't believe. After he snapped on her that day, she went into a depression state, and she was suffering all along. As Naruto remembered that dreadful night 2 days ago, he opened the door as he saw Sakura lying on the ground. He rushed over to her instantly as he checked her pulse. It was very weak. I have to take her to the hospital or she won't make it. Why, Sakura? Why would you do this? He said to himself. As he grabbed her in bridal style, as he rushed towards the door as fast as he can. As he looked down to see her open her eyes slowly, as they looked like they didn't have any life in them. Naruto, Is that you? She said in a weak tone, with a fake smile on her face. Yes, Sakura, it's me. I'm going to take you to the hospital. I won't let you die. I promise you that, he said as he rushed toward the street. No, don't do that, she said in a soft tone. What? What are you talking about? If I don't, you will die. It's alright, Naruto, Sakura said, as she gave him another fake smile. It will be alright. You see, if I die, then you won't be in any more pain. All of the pain that I caused you will vanish with my death. Naruto was shocked at her comment. Why in the world would she think that? He knew that he said some harsh things, but he didn't want her to die. As he gasped, as he saw her close her eyes, Sakura, hold on! Kid, she wants to die. Do the honorable thing and let her die. The Kyuubi chuckled from within. Shut the hell up, you stupid fox. Just shut up. I don't have time for this. As he pushed the fastest he can go with speed as he headed to the hospital. Back to the present time. Naruto was crying as he looked down at the unconscious Sakura. It's all my fault. I did this. I pushed her too far. The news has obviously spread after 2 days, as the member of Rookie 9 obviously heard about it, as Naruto knew if they found out that he was the responsible one for her death, they would hate him. But he didn't care about that. The only thing he wanted to see was Sakura's eyes open again. And inside, he knew that it was all his fault. As if he didn't push so hard, she wouldn't try and kill herself. All those harsh words, as Tsunade told him that he was worse than the young Sakura. As he went closer, as he held her hand, Sakura, please get well. I won't forgive myself if you die. Why do you have to act so pathetic? She was a witch. She chose the Uchiha over you every time. She deserved to die, kid, the fox said. Naruto growled in his mind. Listen, you damn fox. I told you to shut up and leave me the hell alone. Don't talk to me again, because I could care less what you think now. Now get lost. The demon fox only chuckled in amusement, but he didn't say a word. He just went quiet. Sakura, don't give up. Naruto then heard the door open, but he didn't hear who it was. You're still here? A voice said. Naruto turned to see Tsunade looking at him with concern. He thought that she would be fusing in rage right now for what he did and what he caused. He then turned back to Sakura. Hey Granny. You look tired, Naruto. Why don't you go back to your apartment and rest? You can visit Sakura later. I am fine. I just want to be here with her, he replied in a whisper. Either he was tired or he just didn't feel like talking in his regular voice. Tsunade rubbed her forehead. Naruto, you already heard from me. She will be fine. But if you didn't make it in time, who knows what would have happened? You saved her life. Naruto chuckled in a sarcastic way. I saved her life? Huh. It looks like I'm the cause of all of this, he said. It is my fault in the first place. Tsunade sighed. And if you blame yourself, is that going to make Sakura better? She asked. No, but it will make me feel worse. After everything I did, I deserve the right to be yelled at, or beaten up, or worse. So how about it, Granny? Are you going to yell at me for doing this to your student? And what will I accomplish at yelling at you, Naruto? It is true that you hurt Sakura and kept on rejecting and ignoring her, but you saved her life. At least you didn't leave her there to die. This proves that you don't really hate her. Naruto didn't say anything. Let's go outside. Sakura needs to get some rest, Tsunade said. Tsunade left the room as Naruto glanced back at Sakura as he left as well. Naruto then faced Tsunade. Granny, why didn't you tell me that she was taking antidepressants? He said as they were in the hall. Tsunade chuckled. Would it have made a difference if I tell you that she was suffering from severe depression? Of course it would, Naruto shouted. Really? Because every time someone mentioned her name, you get angry, ignored it. At that point, I really thought that you hated her when you just came back to the village. Naruto lowered his gaze. No, I don't hate her, he said. I was right all along. Naruto, you have changed so much. You have become more stubborn. You have let your emotion get the best of you. I must admit, Sakura acted hurtfully to you in the past. Now tell me, did you act much better? Tsunade asked. You're right, Granny. I was acting even worse. I was acting so bad I didn't even realize it. But I can't believe that she would have gone this far to even try and hurt herself. And I already told you that blaming yourself won't make Sakura better, said Tsunade. You will just have to wait till she get better and wake up. Naruto then sighed. Alright, Granny. I want you to tell me everything that happened over the 5 years, Naruto said, as the both of them sit down in a chair. It will take a while, said Tsunade. Tsunade then went on to tell Naruto all that happened to Sakura over the 5-year gap, as she told him about Sakura realizing it after Sasuke had gone, that what she did to you was terrible, and she started to feel all of the pain and regret. And she's trained seriously for the 5 years. Tsunade told Naruto that she realized this while she was training, that she was staying by herself and started to become more depressed and depressed. Even after the Rookie 9 forgave her, she still didn't want to be amongst them. She wanted to stay by herself. As Tsunade went over some meaningless detail about her training with Sakura until Naruto. After the story was finished, Naruto just hung his head in shame, as he was having a great time being the mercenary and going from different places to places with Jiraiya while she was back at the village suffering. A woman then ran up to Tsunade as she was crying. Oh God, why? Why would my daughter do this again? She said. Again? Naruto said with shock. The woman looked at Naruto as she noticed him by the whisker marks, knowing that he's Naruto, but he looked so much like the fourth. This was obviously Sakura's mother. You! The woman shouted in anger as she stared at Naruto. I bet it was you, the one who did this to my daughter. She was doing just fine, taking her pills before you show up again. That's enough, Haruno. Naruto saved your daughter's life. If he didn't brought her to the hospital, she would have died. But she will be just fine. How can I calm down when he's here? She glared at Naruto. You're the reason why my daughter is in this condition. I bet you did the same thing with your cold words. It was enough what you told her 5 years ago. Why did you have to treat her so badly? She already feels miserable for all that she did to you. Tsunade needed to do something. She knew that the older Haruno had a bad temper, and right now she was very angry. So Tsunade created a lie. Please calm down. Naruto hasn't done a thing to Sakura since he came back to the village. I don't know why she stopped taking her pills. But like I said before, Naruto saved her life. Mrs. Haruno calmed down a bit after she heard that. But Naruto did not like the lie. That's not true, he said. What? Said Mrs. Haruno. Naruto, don't say another word, Tsunade said, as she glared at him. To stop acting stupid. No, it's a lie. I said a lot of cold and mean words to your daughter. That is why she's here, Naruto said, as he looked down at the ground. Naruto, you idiot, thought Tsunade. Mrs. Haruno just walked up to Naruto. As she slapped him across the face, the echo could be heard all through the hospital. She was glaring at him while tears were falling from her eyes, but Naruto didn't say anything or try to stop her. How could you do that to her? Do you want her to die that badly? She asked Naruto. I know that you're doing this to get her back for what she did to you in the past, but enough is enough. I know my daughter used to treat you bad and she was selfish, but she wasn't a bad person when it came down to it. And what you're doing is more selfish than what my daughter used to do to you. Besides, she was 12. She wasn't matured. She's a totally different person right now. Haruno, please, Tsunade tried to reason with her so she wouldn't cause a scene in the hospital. Do you know what I've been through? Asked the older Haruno. Do you know how my heart aches when I see my daughter suffer? How much that she has been through? It was like that before she moved out. She will always come home and just cry every single night because she misses you. And she was angry at how she treated you after she realized everything. She didn't care about the Uchiha traitor. She was upset because of you, about what she did to you every night. She would cry for hours. Haruno, that is enough. Tsunade said, did you come here to visit your daughter or to yell at her savior? My apologies, Tsunade. I will be on my way. As she went to the door to open it, as she saw her daughter lying down, she then looked at Naruto. I used to hate you because you were the container of the demon fox. But then I realized that I have misjudged you because you were hardworking and kind-hearted. When my daughter told me that you saved her from the sand monster, I was very happy that you were on the same team with her. Now I don't know what to think of you. After everything you have done with my daughter, I have misjudged you. Maybe you're not a regular person. The way you act, you are just like a cold-hearted monster, she said as she closed the door behind her and went into the room. Naruto didn't say a word. He just kept his head hanging down. While Tsunade sighed, it's your fault for not keeping your mouth shut. You would have not gotten insulted by her words. I deserve it all, Naruto replied, with his head hanging down low. Look, Naruto, don't go and act in this way. I don't want you to be suffering from depression too. But look, I have business to deal with, as she grumbled at the last thing. Look, will you be alright on your own? She asked. He didn't answer. Tsunade sighed as she headed off. Lots of thoughts in her head. After a while, Mrs. Haruno left the room. She didn't even glance at Naruto, but she stopped when she was a distance away. My daughter wants you to forgive her. I hope you made the right choice. She still thinks of you as a precious friend. I can bet on that. But I will never forgive you if you hurt her like that again. Stop living in the past, she said, as she exited the hallway. Naruto didn't say a word. He just stood there. There you are, Naruto, said a voice. Naruto looked as he saw Kiba, Akamaru, Shino, Choji, Lee, and Tenten, as they were all looking at him with concern on their face. This made Naruto confused. What's wrong? You guys are supposed to be angry at me for doing this to Sakura. Why are you staring at me with concern on your face? Come on, go ahead. Who will be first to spit his anger on me? Naruto asked. Calm down, Naruto. Take it easy, Kiba said. Yeah, stop feeling so sad, Choji said. What are you talking about? I did this to Sakura. I hurt her feelings, making her almost kill herself. So why? Why are you talking to me like I am the one who almost died? Calm down, Naruto, said Shino. There is no reason for you to act like this. It was expected for you to feel that way towards Sakura after what she did to you. And because of that, I hurt her feelings and I pushed her to the limit, Naruto said, as tears were forming at the corner of his eyes. But you saved her, Naruto, Lee said. Yeah, and we met with Tsunade before coming here. She told us that Sakura was going to be alright. She just needs some rest, said Tenten. That's not the point, Naruto shouted, startling everyone. I am the reason for this. I am the one that caused her all this pain, he said. So why don't you guys hate me? Naruto, we don't hate you, Choji said. Yeah, we know that you have experienced a tough childhood. You have had it bad for a long time, buddy, Kiba said. What do you mean? Asked Naruto. We know all about your painful past, Naruto, said Shino. What are you guys talking about? Sakura is the one who is in pain right now, not me. But we know how bad your life was from the beginning, said Tenten. We know about the Kyuubi. Naruto gasped in shock. What? Naruto, we know that you're the container of the demon fox that attacked the village years ago, Lee said. Naruto was still shocked. But how? Did Granny tell you? as he felt shocked and he would not believe that Tsunade will reveal a S-rank secret, a forbidden thing to talk about. No, we found out on our own, some of us a little later. Shikamaru was the first one to find out though. He realized how bad the people of the village treated you, and he put it together when you were born, and you were the only baby born that night, and the fourth Hokage had the sealed demon inside of you. Well, that is one of the reasons, Naruto thought, as he knew that the fourth Hokage chose him because he was his son, but he wouldn't tell them that. It doesn't matter. I did something horrible, Naruto said, as he hung his head again in shame. Naruto, if you have realized your mistake, then you should be able to correct it, said Choji. And how am I going to do that? Isn't it obvious? Apologizing to Sakura is the best way to correct your mistake, said Tenten. Yes, Naruto, apologize to Sakura, and then you two can forge your flame of youth once again, said Lee. No one deserves to suffer the kind of pain that you and Sakura endure. It is better for you to apologize and regain your friendship again, said Shino. Yeah, we know that Sakura already apologized to you, so you should apologize as well, said Kiba. Oh yeah, she has, Naruto said as he lowered his gaze, as Sakura tried to apologize to him for many times. She begged. Then make sure you apologize to her when she wake up, Choji said. Naruto nodded. So, did you guys came here to visit Sakura? We did, but since she's still unconscious, I guess that we can visit her later, said Tenten. It's okay, I am sure that Sakura will be glad to know that you guys came here to visit her, Naruto said. Then I guess that we will see you later, buddy, Kiba said as the group left. Naruto smiled watching his friends go away, feeling very lucky to have friends like them. Time skip. Naruto was in the room as he felt his stomach growling as he looked over at Sakura. Ever since she did this 2 days, he hadn't eaten anything as he felt his eyes were going to shut. He hadn't even sleep. But he didn't care about that. The only thing that matters for her to open her eyes. Suddenly the door opened as one of the nurses who came to check on Sakura. So, will you be staying again today? The nurse asked. Yes, Naruto replied. Yes, I see, the nurse said as she nodded before looking at Naruto again. You're Naruto, aren't you? Yes, I am, he said. Sakura has spoken a lot about you. Every time she does, she always smiles and said you are a wonderful friend. She also misses you for a very long time. I know, said Naruto. Also, some of the medical staff don't really like that you're here. They believe that you are the one that made Sakura become depressed. Yeah, they're right. I am the reason. So, if you feel any hatred towards me, I wouldn't blame you. Oh, I'm not like that. I can tell by the expression on your face that you feel very sorry for what you did. And I am sure that Sakura will be happy to see you here. I'm sure she will, said Naruto, as the nurse then nodded and left the room. Naruto then stood there as he held on to Sakura's hand. He felt the sleep coming onto him as he was about to pass out when he heard the door open again. As he turned around to see Ino, as he saw her with a large bouquet. She had a look of pain and suffering and sorrow in her eyes. Of course he knew that she was in pain. Sakura was her best friend, and it must have broken her heart to see her friend like this. Ino gazed at Sakura as a small tear fell from her eye. She then looked at Naruto, who looked like he was in worse pain than herself. Hey Naruto, she said. Hey Ino, he replied softly. How long have you been here? She asked. Ever since I got here 2 days ago. Oh, I was the one who found her in the kitchen of her apartment. I went to visit her because there was something I wanted to talk to her about. Naruto trailed off as he didn't want to finish the sentence of that horrible nightmare he saw. Ino was shocked. You have been with her for 2 days? So you haven't eaten anything or sleeping? Naruto shook his head. Ino smiled at him. She was worried for him as she saw how much pain and suffering he was going through at the moment. She looked back to Sakura as she then looked back at Naruto. Naruto, if it's okay with you, can we talk outside? Yeah, sure, he said, as he got up and the both of them left the room. As Naruto stood outside with Ino, as he waited for the wrath, knowing that he was the one that made her friend almost kill herself. Naruto, it's not your fault, Ino said, making Naruto shock, as he thought that she would be angry with him. Yes, it's my fault. I made Sakura suffer for so long. I am the one to blame. I said it's alright, Naruto. If there is one person that is responsible for Sakura pain and your pain, it is me. Huh? What are you talking about? Naruto said as he was confused. It is entirely my fault, Ino said. Everything. All of Sakura's pain and your pain. The both of you suffering, it is my fault. Ino, what in the heck are you talking about? It's not your fault. Why would you even say something like that? Tears are forming in her eyes. Naruto, I am the one that made you and Sakura suffer. It's all my fault. I am sorry for that. As her voice started to break in sob. Naruto grabbed her by her shoulders, making sure he looked into her eyes. Ino, it's not your fault. Why would you think like that? Don't you remember when we were little? When you came to Sakura at the playground and I told her to not to hang with you because the adults didn't like you. I told her that, and from then on she started to mistreat you. And all of this turned over into a cycle, and then the thing happened with you at the hospital 5 years ago, and now everything, the depression, everything is my fault, Ino said as she broke down in tears. Naruto stood there as he remembered the exact day when she was talking about, when he was at the playground when they were about 6, and she told Sakura to not to hang with him because none of the adults like him. Go ahead, Naruto, hate me. Say all of the meaningless and hurtful words to me. Don't blame Sakura anymore, she said. He pulled her closer. Ino, we were 6. You couldn't have known better. It was out of your control. You saw what was going on and you just followed the trend. I don't blame you. Don't worry. Ino was sobbing. Why can't you just hate me, Naruto, instead of Sakura? I don't hate Sakura, he said. It is still my fault. I told her to not to hang with you, and then she started to mistreat you, and then you snapped at her, and all of this happened. Listen to me, Ino. It's not your fault. Stop putting yourself in this situation. You were just a child. And I would never hate you for doing something like that. So stop blaming yourself. Ino, I want to know something, Naruto said, in a sad voice. Her mother came here, and she said her daughter do it again. It was horrible, Naruto, said Ino. Her mother had went out to buy some groceries, and I went over there, and I saw Sakura. She was about to hang herself. I pleaded and begged with her, but she was crying. She said that it was all her fault, and she was the one who hurted you, and she didn't want to live anymore after what she has done. Ino couldn't talk anymore as she started to break down in tears. Naruto pulled her closer as he hugged her in a tight embrace as she buried her head in his chest. Naruto felt terrible. It seems like Sakura weren't the only one in so much pain. Ino has been holding all of that back, thinking that it's her fault. He couldn't believe it. All of these years, while he was out, not thinking about Konoha, 2 people were here suffering because of him. Ino then stopped crying as soon as she felt Naruto's strong arms hugged her. She felt like all of her pains and worry and suffering just vanished by a single hug. Are you feeling better, Ino? He asked as he looked down at her. She looked up at him. Yes, I am, Naruto. I am sorry about crying. I guess I hold all of that pain inside of me. And all of that feelings must have overwhelmed me and I finally broke down. Emotionally, nothing good comes by hiding all of your feelings. Trust me, he said. And Ino, no more blaming yourself for something stupid like that. You were just a child. Please forget about that, he said to her. And I don't want you to blame yourself either, Ino said as she got close to him and kissed him on his jaw. As Naruto smiled at her. Thank you, Ino, he said. Well, I better get going. I have to work at the flower shop. I will come back to visit Sakura later. Okay. As she started to walk off, as she turned and winked at him, and then headed off. Time skip. Naruto was sleeping inside of Sakura's room. Unfortunately, he finally broke down and he fell asleep. He was still holding her hand until he felt his hand being squeezed as the action caused his eyes to shut open. When he woke up, he gasped. A couple of tears formed at the corner of his eyes. Sakura was finally awake. But guys, I'm gonna be ending this episode right here. But guys, if you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification stay posted. Remember, cheers to all of your friends on your social media platform. And if you haven't yet, switch across and check out What If Naruto's the Next Stage of Sixth Path on my second channel. And on this channel, I also posted a new episode of What If Tsunade was Naruto's mother, so enjoy it as well. But for now, I'm out. Peace.